Hey, what's up guys? So I know there's been a lot going on this year with games, with fashion, movies, just everything. But it's that time of the year for the annual Met Gala, and I've always loved the Met Gala, just seeing all these extravagant, I wouldn't really call them costumes, but wardrobes. And it's sort of like Fashion Week on steroids almost, where it's, it's bigger, it's bolder, it's, crazy. And throughout the past couple of years, I've gotten a little more interested in fashion and just like style, aesthetic, just everything. But don't get me wrong, I still don't know jack shit about fashion and names and just, all of that. So just putting that out there to begin with, because I don't want all the fashion gurus and the fashion queens to come after me and attack me.
Learn something!
So earlier this year, I had made a post about how I thought the DVD Lady Killer's nails would look. Like, they went to a nail salon, what would they get? And it seemed like a lot of people liked it, so I figured, the Met Gala is coming up, and, I thought I read that the Met Gala was going to be later in the month, and I put this idea off for so long, and the Met Gala is literally tomorrow at the time of me recording this, so we love a procrastinator. So then I was thinking, well, what would the DVD killers wear if they went to the Met Gala? Because I know a lot of the killers already have like their own strong aesthetic, so what would that be like on steroids or like, in high fashion? This is completely for fun. I tried to go based more off the appearance of the killers, like what they wear in game, and then added a little bit of like their lore and some embellishments, but I tried to keep it more to like what their actual outfit looks like, and then, exaggerate that. So if you're one of these like hardcore DVD players and you're like this gamer that knows every single little detail about the game, feel free to go make your own list. This is for the girly pops, the people who like fun and just, it's just a lighthearted video. And since we have like 30-ish killers to get through, I'm probably going to make this a two-parter and just do it like alphabetically. So be sure to come back for part 2 if you want to see all the outfits. First up is the artist. And listen, I already know 100% the artist would serve. She would serve so much content and look so good. Because okay, she has so many good cosmetics already. I can't even think of a flop. She's just that good. And I feel like if you take that and just exaggerate it a little bit or a lot, it would just so good. So I'm thinking if we keep like her main like default dress, but make it black, make everything black, and keep that sleekness to it. But then the neck piece, make it sort of more exaggerated, more full, and really keep to like the crows and birds and feathers and that whole theme that is like the essence of the artist, and that black ink. So then pair that with like a really big cape, just full of feathers. And I don't know if it would be a little too much feathers on the top. You have the cape closed, and then you open it, and then there's just like more feathers, but then there's also like a sleekness to it. And then to pair it with this sort of metal headpiece, like with crows or birds or some sort of thing on top. I feel like this outfit, it's sleek, but it's also just like very bold. So next is the Blight, and I feel like Blight has this, very, it's a simple outfit, but it's very, I don't know, the glowiness of it, that's what I want to bring to the front. Let's pair it with more of like maybe like a silk or a satin type of cloak, and then pairing that with a glowing cane staff with that. I forgot to put it, but like underneath maybe just like a jumpsuit or something very simple, because I feel like the cloak and then the staff, I feel like those are the two main points. So next we have Bubba, and I'm just going to say this now, that the men were by far the hardest to do. Like the women, I feel like it's so much easier to find something like, a very high fashion couture gown and then like piece, some cool stuff together with it. But with the men, it's just so hard because so many men, they just wear a suit. And I'm like, I want to keep it like fun and camp and still, like cool to the character. So this is what I came up with for Bubba, and I feel like the sort of like apron / overall, sort of like, I don't know. So when I was trying to figure out something for Bubba, I was like, it would be really cool if he had like a suit that was made out of like faces. But I couldn't really find anything like that online. You know, a lot of it was just like a custom, like put your face on this like bathing suit. That was my first vision, but I couldn't find anything for it, so this was my second. I feel like this could be like a really good moment, and either, you know, with a shirt underneath or not. So next we have the clown, and I wanted to stay true to like his clown essence, but then make it high fashion. But I feel like something along the lines of this, with like the makeup obviously, and then I don't know, a pattern or something, maybe with flowers on it. And then I feel like if he had like a little horse-shaped like clutch or something, like that's camp, and it's an ode to Maurice. So next is the Deathslinger, and he was very hard for me to figure out. Like I don't know if I spent the most time on him, but I know I spent a while. I didn't add it on here, but then like a red handkerchief I think would, you know, definitely something like that, or even like a bow tie, just something like that to give him a pop of color. But the main star of the show would be the hat. So take like, you know, a cowboy style hat and make it really big, not to the point where it's like flopping over, but making it big but still having structure. Next we have Demo, and Demo is one of the hardest ones by far, because he's not really, you know, obviously not human, but I feel like he could pull off something really cool. So I was looking for like dripping jewels or something like that, and I feel like this would work because it kind of reminds me of his goopy skin. Next we have the Doctor, and he has some really cool skins. So I was trying to figure out what can I do to make, you know, like his default, make it look cool, because his default is just, you know, like a doctor's like, you know, lab coat. At first I was thinking maybe do like this Billy Porter inspired outfit, and then feathers or tulle or something, you know, like a train, and really interesting. But then I was like, well, what if we play with the shapes and the figure of, you know, like the arms, because in his default arms are, you know, like the sleeves are cut off. So I think I'd go with something like this, where it has, you know, like the interesting shapes and, you know, design more on the arms and the chest. So this, and then I couldn't find anything that was like close to what I was thinking, but you could take his headgear and then like you could put crystals on it, or you could even do like, you know, like LED lights on it and really make it like bright and like, I don't know, almost like electrifying. So, and then we have Dredge. And I feel like Dredge is literally the Met Gala of DVD. He's camp, he's scary, he's his own aesthetic, and I don't even know how I would dress Dredge. Like, he is the Met Gala. Then we have Freddy, and Freddy was really hard to do because whenever I'd search for like striped ripped shirt or anything like that, it was just like cheap costume. And it wasn't really what I was looking for. But I feel like if he took like his, you know, like the striped sweater and made it like a dress almost, or like, you know, like a really long shirt, not how short it is here in this photo, but more like on the right, but with those colors, and then, you know, maybe make it a one sleeve, and then add the fedora and put some spikes on it. Screw gender roles, this is fun, this is fashion, so I think he could pull it off. And keeping on that note, we then have the iconic Ghostface. And I feel like Ghostface could pull off anything. So for the actual outfit, I think either a cloak or a robe or something of that sort. I know there's like that draping sort of on like the arms of the sleeves. I mean, we could keep it on the arms, but if we took it and then put it on the train and made like sort of like how it looks in the photo, I think that would be really cool. And keep it sort of like a velvety or, you know, like a very smooth and sleek material. And then for the mask, either do like a metallic-y, like chrome mask, or just totally, you know, go all out and embellish it. So I know this video is for DVD, but I do make custom content for The Sims 4, but I just want to let you guys know that my new tattoo set, my first tattoo, is now available on my Patreon. So it's a little tattoo set with 5 different designs, and it's on early access right now, and it will be free to public on the 8th. So go check it out, patreon.com/intox. Now back to the outfits. And then next we have the Hag. And the Hag, I feel like if anyone would be the one to pull off like a short dress. So I came up with 2 options, and I like the color and like the pattern of the distressing and everything on the right, but I also like the style of the left. So if there's like a way to like combine those two, I think that would be a really, you know, like it'd be cool, because I think like, you know, the moss or whatever hanging off, I think with like the floral or like the moss hanging off the dress, pull Lady Gaga with like the meat dress but make it moss. Now the hillbilly, I feel like simply would not attend. I feel like he would be like, I have no interest in this. Not that anyone else would, but I feel like he, if anyone, would be like, yeah, I'm not going. You know, I have people to kill. Way better things to do.
I don't know. I just don't think this is like right for me. I don't want to do it.
So next we have the Huntress, and she was one of my favorites to do just because I knew with the mask I wanted to go with something that was, you know, obviously kept with her essence, but really embellished and really just like cool. So I was thinking if she had like a corseted gown, but make it like black and pink, but like bring out that pop of like femininity, but then also pair it with like tall combat boots, I think it would definitely be a look. And then we have the Knight, and he was extremely hard to do because every time I look up like Knight armor or like, you know, something along the search lines of that, I found things for other games. And I feel like if you showed up to the Met Gala in like complete armor like this, I think it's camp enough. So I was thinking if we maybe just make it a little bit more modernized almost, and I'm talking just like headpiece, the headgear, maybe something sort of like on the left. And also I have no clue if this piece here in the middle is like from a different game. I tried to find something that I think wasn't, but if it is, then I don't know. He's not invited. And then we have the Legion. And I know there's different characters for the Legion, but I just tried to make it like a compilation of the essence of Legion in general. So I think keeping with sort of like the jacket, but maybe making it more of like a trench coat, or maybe even do like a pop of color here. And then for the mask, I don't know. I would personally probably do like a plain like chrome mask, but it didn't really look right with any of these outfits. Maybe the third one, but yeah. And then we have the Legs for Days legend himself, Mr. Myers. He could show up in a hospital gown. That would be very camp, but not very couture. So I think going with maybe like a jumpsuit and then like a turtleneck sort of combo, I don't know. That's the vibes that I think would look the best on him. It's simple, but I think it works. And then lastly, we have Nemesis, and simply he was not invited.
I'm not hurt.
If we just do, that's a fair point.
I agree.
Clap if you care. Clap if you care.
So that's going to be all for part 1 in this video. Be sure to come back and check out part 2 if you want to see the rest of the outfits and wardrobes and craziness.
Let the modeling begin!
And let me know in the comments down below, who do you think served the most? Who do you think, you know, brought that essence? Who do you think was really just killing it? Literally. And be sure to like and subscribe if you want more content like this. I'd love to make more videos like this and kind of just, you know, fun, silly, like what ifs and stuff. So that's going to be all for this video, and I'll see you guys next time.